As we begin the official meeting of the City of Starke City Commission, there will be a time of voluntary prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. Those willing to do so are asked to stand, and I will lead us in prayer and the pledge. Father God, Lord, we thank you for today. We thank you for all you do for us and all you bless us with. We thank you for the privilege that we have to come before you and do the city business. I pray that you would give us wisdom and understanding, Father God, and that we would do the most good for the greatest amount of people. In your precious name, amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, as we have our roll call, Commissioner Overstreet.
Here.
Commissioner Milner is out this evening. I'm here. Commissioner Milner.
Here, sir.
Commissioner Nugent. Here. Our city clerk, Ms. Thompson.
Here.
Our city manager, Mr. Mullen. Here. And our city attorney. Here. All right. Do we have any additions or changes to the agenda?
I have none.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Move the approval agenda as published, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Milner and a second by Commissioner Nugent. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 4-0. So move on to item number 6, the consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I was responsible for reviewing the bill this afternoon. Everything looks in order, and as a result, I would move the motion of approval of consent agenda as published.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the consent agenda by Commissioner Milner. Do we have a second?
I second it.
We have a second by Commissioner Overstreet. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Item number 7 on the list, we have our state attorney, Mr. Brian Kramer, here this evening.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. Would it be all right if I hand out my business card to you guys?
Sure.
Sure.
Thank you.
Shall I leave one for us, Commissioner? You guys need one?
Thank you.
Well, thank you guys for letting me be on the agenda. I promise I won't take too much of your time. My visit is kind of social. I wanted to come out and introduce myself and make sure that everybody knows me, and tell you a little bit about myself and why I decided to come to see you, not only you, but every other county commission, city commission, and town council in the 8th Judicial Circuit. I'm the state attorney for the 8th Judicial Circuit. As you said, my name is Brian Kramer. I've been a prosecutor for a little over 27 years, and I've worked for the state attorney's office here for about 26 of those, 25 of those years. I've been in practice about 32 years, and I've called Gainesville in this area my home for basically my entire life. Other than a few years when I was out of town to go to law school in a few years. But after that, when I got a job. But as the state attorney, I've been, as I said, I've been serving in this area for many, many years. And I served in many capacities as, immediately prior to being the state attorney, I was the executive director for about 9 years of the office. And I wanted to also make sure that you guys have an opportunity to meet. When I became the state attorney, I didn't have an executive director, and after the last election, I named Rebecca Schinholzer as my executive director, and this is Rebecca, and so we got an opportunity to meet her today. And so I wanted to take an opportunity to introduce her, and just tell you guys a little bit about us and what we do. I know the sheriff knows what we do, because he's dealt with us for time eternal, but some folks don't know who we are and what we do. So the 8th Judicial Circuit is Alachua, Levy, Gilchrist, Union, Baker, and Bradford County. So it is large. It runs from the Jacksonville border to the border of Crystal River. And it's about 4,300 square miles and about 450,000 constituents. And what we do, for the most part, is that we prosecute about 17,000 individual criminal cases per year. That's the main business of the state attorney, is to prosecute criminal cases. But we do other things that are kind of esoteric, rarely involve folks, but sometimes, for instance, if you guys wanted to issue a bond, you would be required under state law to sue me. And so one of the responsibilities of the state attorney is to represent the state of Florida in bond validation matters, which is really far outside of my area of expertise, but I have learned how to do it. But we do have a few other esoteric responsibilities. I employ about 140 people, and I have an office in each one of those counties. One of our most, of course, Alachua County is the circuit seat. So that is where the vast majority of my employees are, which is Gainesville, where we have about 30 attorneys. We have probably a total of 75 or 80 people working in that office. So it's the largest of our office, but we maintain an office in every county. And we have an office here in Bradford County, and I would tell you that other than Gainesville, Bradford County is the busiest office in the circuit. We try more cases here than sometimes than we do in Gainesville. And that, of course, is a factor of a couple of different things. One, we have a judge here.
Say we got more criminals in Bradford.
You do have a lot of criminals in Bradford County, but not for what people think. It's because they're already convicted and sitting in prison, and they continue to commit crime.
Worked a lot of that.
They continue to commit crime while they're in prison, and their responsibility to handle those prosecutions falls to us as well. So the Department of Corrections is a large contributor in Bradford County to the workload. And of course, in Union County, they have a very significant presence there as well. And our office there is about a sixth the size as our office here in Bradford County. So they're very, very busy. It's not the citizens of the city of Starke who are providing us with a large workload. That is the shank of what we do. We have a judge here who's really excellent and moves cases along very quickly, and we really have really good results. And it's really been, we've developed an excellent relationship with the Department of Corrections, and we've been very successful in prosecutions with that agency. Other than to introduce myself and tell you about us, the reason I wanted to stop by is because I was recently reelected, and, well, not recently, it was with the last presidential election, and Bradford County supported me at unbelievably high levels. We really enjoyed tremendous support from Bradford County. And one of the things that we did during the election was I was going around the circuit and telling people, that I'm a public servant, and I have the heart of a public servant. I've proven that, of course, by spending a lifetime in public service. But once the election was over, the question that Rebecca and I asked ourselves was, well, now that we're not campaigning, and how do we show the people of the circuit who we've told that we have a public service heart, that we're here to serve the public, not by sitting in office and prosecute criminal cases. And so what I decided to do was, first of all, have that card made. And the card I gave you has every way that there is to contact me. And other than the fact I do still have a phone, I didn't put it on there. I know a lot of people don't have that anymore. I do have one, but it's not on there. But that has my office phone, a cell phone that's in my pocket somewhere. It has my secretary and her phone, and it's basically any way you need to find me and contact me, that's how you can do it, is with that card. So I'd encourage you to put it in your wallet, or put it in your phone, I'm sorry. I wanted to make sure that you know that I'm available to you all to help you in any way that I can. And you might ask yourself, well, we have an exceptionally good and very experienced city attorney. So if we have a problem, we need an attorney for, you have one, Mr. Island, and he is an excellent, of course, attorney. And that's not really what I'm talking about. The matters that fall within the purview of the city attorney certainly are far outside of my area of expertise, and anything I can help you with. I'm really talking about much more practical problems. And I'll give you a couple of examples. I gave this same sort of presentation to Newberry. And not very long after that, somebody stole all the flags of the VFW in Newberry. And one of the commissioners in Newberry, and he's going to go on the TV 20 News, and talk to them about that and what happened. And he called me and said, well, I don't know what I can say. And I said, okay, well, what do you want to say? Right, let's go through it. And we talk through it, and we work through, well, what's going on with the investigation, and how are things going, and how is this likely to proceed? And when we were done talking, he was like, okay, now I feel comfortable that I can talk to the municipal union and know that what I'm saying is right? And that's one example, but another one is a friend of a friend called me and said, hey, I'm a guardian ad litem, and I have a new ward. And so, you know, the ward is the person that they take guardianship over. And this is a young man, 13 years old, and he's on psychotropic medications. They just moved him from one foster home to another, and they don't have any psychotropic medication for him. And he said, he needs his medication today. And of course, I'm like, well, why are you calling the state attorney? But what I did was, I said, I'm not the guardian ad litem, but I do know all the people who work there, right? And so I was able to call people and say, what do you do now? We need this needs to happen today. How do we get this done, right? And start putting fire in people and say, we gotta get this done. Let's get this done. And by the end of the day, we got it done. We had that young man his medication, right? That's not within the purview of what I do, but if you call me with that kind of problem, I just want you to know that I'm not gonna say to you, well, that's not the responsibility of the state attorney. That's the responsibility of someone who's a public servant, who goes around and tells people how public servants are, and I'm here to serve. And the reason I'm telling you is because I don't know everybody in Starke, but you do, right? And so when you talk to people in the community and they have a problem, and you say, that's something I think I know who can help you with, and then you can call me, and you have a card how to do it, and you know how to reach me, and that's how there is to reach me. And that's really all I wanted to tell you, is that I'm here to help, and that's how I do it. So please let me know, and if you have questions, I'll stay up here all night. But I'm guessing you have other things to do. But if you have any questions I can answer, I'd be happy to.
Ms. Overstreet?
No,
It's nice to meet you.
you have a nice
Mr.
one.
Lemon?
Thank you. I was talking for over 2 hours today, so it's a little hoarse.
I happen to know Mr. Kramer, he does an excellent job. I want Rebecca's card with all due respect.
Yes, sir. Of course. Me too.
Thank you, so appreciate you coming. Thank you so much for what you
Thank
do.
you for serving the people in Starke. I really appreciate it.
Commissioner Nugent?
I'm good.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kramer.
Of course.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your
Have
time.
a good evening, guys.
Thank you.
If you need something from us, please let us know.
I will, sir. Thank you.
All right, moving on to number 8, do we have any emergency items?
No.
Okay. Number 9, citizen request. The city of Starke welcomes you to this meeting. This time is set aside for our citizens and general public to address the city commission. This is not a question or answer time. It is not a political forum, nor is it a time for personal accusations or derogatory remarks to or about city personnel. Come to the podium when you are called, speak into the microphone, and state your name and address for the record. Please limit your comments to not more than 3 minutes. Your participation is welcome. At this time, I only have one form. And we have Ms. Carey from Santa Fe College here to speak with us this evening about her role in
Hi.
community relations.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. My name is Carrie Hammond, and I'm the new Director of Community Relations at Santa Fe College. And the address is 3000 Northwest 83rd Street in Gainesville. And I'm very grateful for the invitation to come and simply introduce myself. I started in the middle of September, and while I have an office at the Northwest main campus, I am serving our entire service district, so I do have a presence in my work at all of our 7 physical campuses. And I have been hired to take on this pioneering role of Director of Community Relations to help develop and lead strategic initiatives for the college. And so I know there's already an initiative underway with the Bradford ASN partnership, and I look forward to continuing introducing myself and meeting people of Bradford County. So thank you.
So, Ms. Carey and I met at the MLK function the other night, and I invited her to come and address us. Ms. Thompson and Mr. Mullins, Ms. Bradley, please give us her contact information so we can keep her in the loop on things we have going on, and as we see, needs arise or things, events that they can be involved in that we keep her looped in. So,
Sounds great.
Commissioners, questions?
What day are you at here at this campus?
I'm sorry?
What days are you here in Starke?
I come when I'm needed and when there are things going on. There's not a set schedule, but there are some executives who have that kind of cadence, and so that's something that I may consider.
So if I called you, you could come and meet me?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Mhm. Thank you.
Commissioner Nugent?
I'm done.
I don't know if you're free to say, or if you know, I asked Sherry Houston, she wasn't aware. The latest building that Mr. Miller donated downtown, do you know what it's gonna be used for? No, okay.
I don't have any information.
I
to
didn't know if
share
it's
at this
a
time.
secret, but that's quite all right. We appreciate all the campuses that you have in centers in Bradford County. You're looking forward to the nursing dedication next week.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, I do not have any more forms. If somebody has them, please bring them up. Next, we have number 10, new business, site plan, Mr. King.
Evening, Mr. Mayor, Commissioners. What you have before you is a site plan for new construction. If you look through the packet, you'll see the engineering report that gives you kind of a briefing on what they're actually doing there. I also included the Swanee River Water Management Report. And if, it may not be in your actual packet, I set them there after the meeting. After your packets were already there, there's a set of detailed plans to show you specifically what they are building, each individual apartment. Our staff has done an in-depth review on this. It does meet all of our land development codes for site plan approval. We will get more into the building aspect through the permitting process. As of right now, it is a good use for the land, and staff recommendation is to approve the site plan as is. If you have any questions or concerns, I am here. So is the contractor who is handling this bid and one of the partners for the actual company.
All right, I'll open the floor up to any questions for Mr. Campbell or the applicant or contractor. Commissioner Miller?
I can't tell, Lance, but the means of ingress and egress, will it only be on Weldon, or will it also be on Grand, but nothing on State Road 16?
The only entrance will be on road.
Weldon is the only one, okay.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
The drawings are pretty small, and I don't see that, not quite well to see that small. Without a magnifying glass, so, my concern was, I don't see a retention pond or anything for the water runoff on all these duplexes.
That's that big circle behind.
That is the big circle part, or I didn't know if that was a line mass, I couldn't read it, it was too small.
There will also be not just that one, there's 4 drainage areas.
Well, I knew there was drainage, I caught that, but I'm just curious if there was a retention pond, but if you say there is, I'll go with that.
I can lend you my magnifying glass if you want.
Might help.
Maybe.
Anybody else? Okay. At this time, I will entertain a motion to approve.
Mr. Mayor, I so move the site plan as submitted.
I second it.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Milner and a second by Commissioner Nugent. Any further discussion? Any public comment? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 4. Thank you. All right, thanks, sir. All right, that moves us on to number 11, old business, charter review.
We had Mr. Mayor, we had a meeting tonight, very productive. That board chose a chair and a vice chair, and then moving along.
Good. All right. Any questions from Ms. Thompson?
They still plan to meet the second meeting of every 4.
Now they're gonna do 2 times a month, so the next meeting will be February 3rd and then February 17th,
Same day.
prior to our meeting.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Nugent?
Yeah, he's the chair and the vice chair.
Jeff Johnson is the chair and Al Hunter is the vice chair.
Okay. Anybody else? All right. Impact fees.
Yeah, I do have an update on that one. Senate Bill 180 has proven to be very complicated, to say the least. And there's also pending litigation with that as well. That being said, the firm that we engaged, they need some additional explanations and recalibrations of some of the calculations in there from ICE. So we're scheduling a call with them once they get that clarification. And it's not major questions, it's more simple questions. And as soon as that happens, I'll bring you all an ordinance.
All right, thank you for that update, sir. Any questions from the commissioner?
Yeah, I know that honestly said there's a lot more going on with it.
Yeah. And there's current bills also in front of the legislature that can affect this as well.
All right, that moves us on to number 12, public hearings. We have none listed. 13, no quasi-judicial hearings listed. And then brings us to city manager's report.
Well, happy New Year. Last week, we attended the APPA conference in Destin. It was a joint action agency conference. Very, very good discussions. And I think I've mentioned to you all before, maybe individually, not necessarily in the commission meetings, but across the country we see a lot of the electric bills really skyrocketing, right? And I'm from Virginia, and just so happens the northern part of the state actually has the largest concentration of data centers in the world. So there's a limited amount of capacity along with generation, which the law of supply and demand starts applying. And when you have limited supply, demand, those prices start skyrocketing, right? So they're seeing just electric bills, not water and sewer, garbage, taxes, or anything, $600, $700, $800 a month just for a regular 1,000 kilowatts. So there was also agencies across the state or across the nation, from Utah, Wisconsin, other agencies, and you're seeing a similar thing there. That being said, we have been very, very fortunate here in Florida that while there are data centers, kind of sniffing around, potentially some large ones coming in, our costs have been down, and that's not just Starks, but all 33 members of FPA. You might have saw in the news that FPL just increased the rates to, I believe somebody said, the largest in U.S. history. So, I mean, we're talking large increases. Their average right now is $138 for 1,000 kilowatts. That's going to jump up to about $153 per 1,000 kilowatts. So then that's 1,000 kilowatts typical average bill, right? And again, though, we're down here on the bottom, 118, 120. So again, just kind of goes to show where we're at overall. The last part of the week I was in Orlando at the FMPA board meetings where we discussed future needs of power generation of the agency and potentially bringing on new members. Now, what that does is the big question is how do we spread out the cost of, we've got $2 billion worth of assets at FMPA now with only $800 million in debt. I say only $800 million, but against $2.2 billion, that's about it. So there's definite need. From now until 2032, there's 600 megawatts that's needed just to man with what we currently have. Not any outside or anything outside that way. So there's a limited amount of time to come up with how we're going to move forward. So that's the conversation we're having right now in the board meetings. Just wanted to update you all with that.
All right. Any questions or comments from Mr. Mullin? Commissioners?
I'm with Davis,
Yes,
Mayor,
sir.
no question. I'm on the policy committee with FMPA, and we do our Zoom meetings before Drew and them do their board meetings. And and I've been in a couple of things recently where Jacob Williams did his excellent presentation. But what Drew's bringing up, a lot of people in America don't realize, and there have been good stories on it as of recent in a news meeting, that these data centers are absorbing an unbelievable amount, requiring an unbelievable amount of electricity. And as Drew said, the capacity is only so much. And in the absence of nuclear, which we've only had one nuclear plant, the one in Georgia, in the last 30-something years, You know, you don't throw a power plant up in a matter of days, and they're in the billions. So we are headed for a very serious time in the next 5, probably if less than 5 years, nationwide. There's gonna be shortages of the availability or capacity of electricity to areas simply because the data centers have the money. And they go to the IOUs, the independent on, he mentioned FPL, such as those, and others, not to point them out.
Right.
They're just the biggest in Florida, but there's a bunch of them. But they go and say, here's what we need, and here's where we need it by 3 years or 5 years, and they don't ask for the money. I mean, they don't care. And that's impossible for a Clay Electric or a co-op or a muni-owned like us to compete with. So right now, Drew is correct. FMPA has helped us tremendously, and we're in good shape. But the reality is that the time is coming, and it's not long, where the availability of electricity nationwide is going to be seriously impacted by the number of data centers that are coming online.
And then to kind of piggyback off that, put it in perspective, the city's consumption of electric is about 70 megawatts. Is that a data, just one data center over 1 gigawatt? Just think of that. I mean, that's incredible, right? That's just one data center. There's hundreds in the country. So here we are, just, you know, really consuming so much. And at this time, you've got Meta, Google, or Alphabet, whatever they're called now, Amazon, they're all fighting for this power, right?
Yep.
They're going through and actually making their own generation from diesel to coal to natural gas. They're even trying to get nuclear and stuff, right? So one of the issues comes up when it comes to like natural gas with the turbines and stuff, even, well, you know, just turbines in general. What they're doing is they're going on the market and buying every available one that they can.
That's it.
Which then is producing lead times and then longer construction times. So once anything's out on the market, they go ahead and buy it. Of course, which agency is gonna be able to afford it more? A multi-trillion-dollar agency or, you know, municipal government? So that's just kind of where the world's at right now in a broad picture, but I just want to update you all on that. Very interesting conversations.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Thompson?
All I have, Mr. Mayor, is Will County Days tomorrow and Thursday in Tallahassee. I know several of us are going to be there, and we have our times allotted. I think everybody has that schedule, and if not, please let me know.
Commissioners, y'all squared away on that? Got your travel plans and everything? All right. Public safety, Captain Mueller.
Let y'all know that I'm here for y'all, sheriff's office is for you and the people. If you have any questions, concerns, here I am. And I won't take your time up, as usual. If any questions that you have, please call me, concerns, and we'll jump right on.
All right, thank you, sir. You good, chief, on the fire side?
All is well.
All right, everybody's safe. All right, city attorney? Okay. Commissioner Overstreet?
Nothing.
Okay. Commissioner Milner?
No, sir.
Commissioner Nugent?
Yeah, I just have a couple of items. One is I'm celebrating this going on Rural Day. We're also going to try to write some letters and drop them off on issues that the league's concerned about, on some of these issues that me and Drew's already spoke about, or some things we oppose, which makes a difference. Also, property tax and all that stuff. Also, next month we'll be hosting League of Cities. We went to Ride and Gun. They had to turn people away. It's getting out, but we have almost 30 cities in our league, and so they had like 150 people there the other night. So I'm looking for us to have a big crowd. A lot of them told me they're coming. So I'm hoping Chrissy, like I said, I'll talk to her, but she pretty much got everything already under control. We talked already. So, and we also have a speaker already coming in, so we're good on that. Bob helped contact the lady for me on that, so we swapped speakers because the representative couldn't come because he's tied up in Tallahassee. And so that should be about it for me. Thank you. Oh, I want to thank the captain for the job y'all are doing. You both are doing a great job. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. So we had the MLK event over the weekend for the concerned citizens. That went off very well. Judge Davis was the speaker, and former Commissioner Roberts was one of those that was recognized there. So if you're not involved in that organization, I would strongly encourage it. They do a lot. They partner with the city on a lot, and they're always there for us to help out and step in at a moment's notice. Next thing, Ms. Thompson, do we have an update on the Veterans Park? I know some stuff was
Yes.
being moved down
Yes,
there.
sir.
I know you coordinated
Yes, sir.
previously
We did.
with
I
Mr.
actually-
Dowdy and Mr. Kinley before all that occurred, and just curious of how
Yes,
that
sir.
progressed.
We actually met today with, the monument movers. They will have everything moved, by the end of next week, and we have it relocated in the sites that they would like and the feasibility. Some of the monuments we will store, or they will store, they're gonna freshen them up, re-letter some of them. We had ordered a couple new ones of the oars that we were missing, so it is well on its way, and we will be in the time frame for Mr. Hewitt.
Super.
So by February 1st, we will be good. We will have Memorial Day at the new park, and that is the time. We had to purchase a couple monuments, and he said he'd had plenty of time to get them in and installed.
Okay, and speaking towards that on Memorial Day, with now that the stage is completed down there, and they put the apron on the backside, and this is for you too, Mr. Mullins, we need to get some traction towards, look, I was down there the other day of having that where it's a level surface, whether it's concreted, astroturf, or whatever, that needs to be accomplished, and I spoke with Mr. Dowdy and Mr. Tinley about it, and they had concerns over, because when we get to that season of having some shade or a canopy or something,
Yes, sir.
because when we spoke with the architect about it, we got a lot of hopes and things and unicorn smoke. And, I don't know that all of it came to fruition, but we need to finish what we can get on it, so.
Yes, sir.
Other
We're
than
definitely
that,
working on it.
good. All right. If we don't have anything else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right,